Okay, welcome back. This morning we will be discussing is narcissism our choice. Now, the truth is, a lot of us hide under some things we don't even understand the meaning because we hear it at that particular time. People are using it. There was a time, oh, he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist. Oh, these are the traits. People came out and were doing a lot of videos of if you see somebody behaving like this, your partner is a narcissist, and it brought a lot of controversies on it, and people are saying, this is it. And one day somebody told me, I said, do you know that every human being is a narcissist? It depends on how and when you portray it. And I said, how do you know? He said something, he said, what is narcissism? It's you just loving yourself, it's you wanting to have everything to yourself. That was his own definition. He said, so everybody wants something good for themselves. They want every good thing for themselves. They want everything around them to be protected. And that's who a narcissist is. But when you take it to the extreme, that's when it becomes dangerous. And I was looking at it. So he said to everybody, forget this story they are talking. But then some people have decided to take it to the extreme. I'm not here to have a conversation alone. I have my very own beautiful, this is my bond. And they say your bond. And she's a media person. Hey, yes, she's into the media. Like when I mean certified, what we say back, yes, certified. And then she decided to take it further to go into the health sector. Hey, she's a nurse. Hey, not just that. She's a psychologist. So you can imagine, she's a trauma care. So she has everything to talk about this conversation we have here. And we have no other than my beautiful friend. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Joy.
How you coping? How you doing?
Well, pushing. Thank God for life. Yeah. Good to see you
Good
again.
to see you again.
Yeah.
And how is that little baby?
My niece, she's doing well, but a lot of work. You guys didn't give us. You guys are supposed to give us a memo.
A memo, right?
Yeah.
That is preamble. When the real one starts, when they start crawling about,
My God.
when you now start shouting, I don't want to be your aunt again. I'm sorry, I resigned from the aunt role.
It's actually not easy, but thank God we're pushing.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're talking about narcissism.
Yeah.
Who is a narcissist? Or what do we understand by the term narcissist? But those people that don't, the grammar is big. And people only believe in big grammar. Before you know it, they will not understand what it's all about. They are just following the trend. So when you talk about narcissism, what are you really talking about? Who is it and what is it?
Okay, so I'll just, like you said, I need to break it down. You actually said the meaning, but then let me just break it down to a layman language. So a narcissist is someone who admires just themselves, I don't know if you've heard this word, people who feel the world revolves around them. They see no wrong in what they do. That is who a narcissist is. So like you said, there are levels to these things. There's also an extreme where it's now it's called narcissist personality disorder. So it's actually a disorder, but then we'll break it down. We'll break it down to have a proper understanding of what it is. So a narcissist is simply just someone who admires himself. You feel everything should go your way. Everything should be about you. Other people's opinion doesn't really count. It's just simply that person.
Other people's opinion.
Yes.
Now, is it something that is inborn or something people learn? Or it's just a trait people just pick around themselves and start using it? You know why I'm asking this?
Okay.
Hey, I had a friend of mine. There was a time that a very senior friend of mine were discussing this stuff when it was really hot. Me and her over the phone. She's not saying that, I have a girlfriend. Now this girlfriend has everything higher than her, like living in the high brows on the island, nice place. I said, but she wants, if you have let me use for as well as this, you have this phone stand. Instantly she wants it to herself. Like she gets, and she said initially she found it, she found it like maybe she just admired. But then when she now started understanding who a narcissist, she was like, okay, so that's my friend. So could that be learned, inborn, or it's just traits people pick around as they grow and evolve into life?
So it's a little bit of everything that you just mentioned. Traits, some can be childhood trauma, some can be, these people are doing this and they don't know this is. So, okay, so let me state this, that a narcissist know what is wrong and what is right.
Really?
Yes.
They know.
They know. But they have this defense mechanism. Permit me to say they are manipulators. They can be very manipulating. That is one of their characteristics of a narcissist. They are very manipulative. It is all about them, right? They know what is wrong and they know what is right, but you never can hold them. They always know how to, dodge from here, dodge from here. So it's a little bit of everything. It's a trait. Some of them actually learn these things. They feel, oh, you know what, people do it, let me do it. We have celebrities who have also portrayed a lot of negative display that people want to pick. They know it's wrong, but some people just feel like, oh, because it's wrong to other people doesn't mean it's wrong to me. But their subconsciousness, they know this is wrong and this is right.
Now, coming from the fact that you're a mental coach, is it a mental disorder? Can we say that when we see one who attributes the traits of narcissism, we should not just sit back and start, or let me put it, when we see kids or teenagers that are already portraying this, should we just say, oh, they'll get over it, or should they be concerned? Coming from the fact that you're into the mental aspect, should we see it as a mental condition that we should start working around with it, with therapy, and trying to get them out of that environment?
So, of course, so they say catch them young. You have kids who you're seeing the streets. Your kids don't, they have siblings and they don't see anything wrong in saying, I'm sorry. They see I'm sorry as a big word for them. You see them spite their little ones or their elder ones and they're like, oh no, mommy, she's wrong. But then you being a mother and being able to judge, there's sometimes your kids are actually wrong. The other person is wrong and right. But then you just have to teach them how to say, I'm sorry. A narcissist will never say, I'm sorry. They will never say, I'm sorry. So once you start picking this trait or you size this trait on your kids, you bring them close. There's something called love correction in love. You make them understand, I know this is not what mommy will do. This is not what daddy will do. For the Christians, you can put them in the Christian way and say, this is not what Jesus will want to do. This is not what, whatever belief the person is. This is not what Jesus will do. This is not what this person will do. So you are able to catch them and put them in a box to make them understand that this is not the right way. But then there are some that, yes, you need therapy for. Even parents, as adults, you have a spouse who you feel is a narcissist, or you're already married to this person. If you're in a relationship, you can say, okay, I can run away. You can say, I can run away. No, I can't deal with this, right? I can't deal with this. But if you're in a marriage and you know you lost this person, to be with a narcissist, you really have to be in love with this person. You have to find a way to, correct them. But then we'll go into details bit by bit.
Now we say it's what is the difference between being confident and being a narcissist?
Oh, they are two different. They're like the difference is so much.
From, right?
Yes, I do.
How can we differentiate when one is being confident and when one is crossing that line into becoming a narcissist?
Okay, so being confident is you being standing tall and being able to defend whatever it is you're saying. That is right. I'm not treading upon other people's emotions. But a narcissist will not care about, they don't have empathy. That's the word. They have no empathy. They just want to do it. If you get hurt or not. But being confident, you can be confident and stand your ground and make people learn from you. A narcissist, no. They want everything around them. Everything should be around them. No empathy or whatsoever. So let's not mistake being confident and being a narcissist. Exactly.
I love the fact that I said let's not mistake being confident and being a narcissist. Now, let's talk about the manipulative outside of them. They are very manipulative.
Very manipulative.
And sometimes when you judge cases, you discover that the person that is being manipulative is the one that presents the one that is being victimized.
Yeah.
Now, how do we truly understand and look beyond just the one that is being victimized? Sometimes people come to you, they tell you stories.
Yeah.
You're already falling for them. By the time the other partner comes to tell the story, you're not feeling like, hello, you're the one that is doing the problem, the manipulating here, but the other one is just being in areas like that. How can we bring them out? Because a lot of them don't even know.
Exactly.
Now, what are those signs that we should look out for and know that this person is a narcissist? They might not even know that they are acting out. What are those traits? I should look at my partner and be able to know. And how can I gradually tell them that, hey, okay, this thing you're doing, this is what it is, and you need help.
Okay, so we'll talk about it I would come to marriage and I'll come to just general life. So when it comes to being in a relationship, right? And there are traits that you see. your partner not being able to say sorry. I'll always hit on you not being able to say sorry because it's actually a very big word. Sorry meant a lot of things, but as simple as it sounds, it's very hard for a lot of people to actually say it, right? So you have a partner who you're seeing, he doesn't say sorry. When you try to bring up issues, he's very defensive. Narcissists, they're very defensive. They don't have empathy. You tell them, oh, this is what is hurting me. And they're like, you know what? But then you're hurting me too. Then why did you do this? They try to always turn things against you to make you feel like that. You want to help your partner. I don't want you to tag it as a name, as it sounds. Yes. So you say you love this person, you're in a relationship or in marriage with this person. Sit down and have a conversation. Don't say, so sometimes what gets it all wrong is tagging it. Just like when you say, oh, you're a gossip. You're trying to correct me, but you're putting it in my face. People pick offenses. You might call me a narcissist and I might just wave it off because I understand that, okay, this is the meaning of. So let me give us a backstory. I used to have I still have this friend who one time called me a narcissist. And I'm like, do you even know the meaning of a narcissist? I know the meaning of it. I had to Google the meaning. Again, I'm like, is this really who I am? But then I said to myself, I said, because I didn't say sorry about this particular thing you did to me, because I don't feel it's right. Right? And so then we sat down and we had to, because we're friends, we had to speak about, I was like, okay, so because this thing is wrong to you doesn't mean it's wrong to me. But then I made him see reasons and he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. Maybe he just heard the word and he wanted to use
like
it.
We're saying, people
exactly.
Just hear the word.
And for some people who are actually narcissists, but they don't know that this is what they do. Like I said, this could be a trauma, a childhood trauma, something that happened. Some people are very defensive. Maybe a young girl who was molested, and she's like, oh no, there are boundaries. She has created a wall. But then that's making her a narcissist. She doesn't even know she has these traits. And you're close to this person, you can actually seek a help for that person. It's a disorder. And whatever is in disorder can be ordered.
Whatever is in disorder can be ordered.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about parents raising narcissists even without knowing because of the trauma they have gone through. As a mental coach, as a psychologist, how do you help a parent who is raising, because I see a lot of them because of the trauma, especially, let me say this, and it's not because I'm targeting most single mothers end up raising narcissist kids because of the pain they have gone through. Maybe in the course of the relationship, probably I met one who was raped. And at that year, I think that child now is about 18 years. Okay. She couldn't have an abortion to terminate the pregnancy. The doctors told her that was actually going to be maybe the only child she was going to. Now, that anger in her, she raised that boy to a point that he, when you say somebody is tough beyond measures, you could do, just like we're saying, I'm sorry. For that boy to tell you I'm sorry, you need the whole world to gather. In fact, sometimes, even when everybody gathers, they'll say, my mom said I should never say I'm sorry to you. That it's a way of being a weakling. But now, because we're in the technology, she's trying to, because it's affecting her now. The boy does some things, the boy looks at her face and walks away. How is she going to work on this child and work on this? Because this is a childhood trauma she's raised and the boy now has grown. I'm asking you this from a point of a mental coach and a psychologist. If such cases were presented to you, because I said, see, at this point, both of you need therapy. That's what both of you need. No, because it's beyond the same. So how can such cases be handled and worked upon?
Okay, so first off, you can't give what you don't have, right? As the parent that she is, she can't give what she doesn't have. She has let's say a trauma. That is what she's passing through because that is what she knows. And thank God for programs like this, Family and Value, where we're making this an awareness, because it's an awareness.
Yes,
a lot of people don't know about these things, but then when we speak about this, they get to say, oh, I actually have this trait. Like me, I use myself as an example. I hear about something, I write it down and I do my thinking. Okay, is this what I am doing? Is this not what I'm doing? It's have a way of balancing me. So first off, for that parent, she has to heal. She has to heal from whatever it is that she has gone through before she starts looking for healing for a child. Do you get? So she goes for therapy first. Of course, she needs therapy.
Yes, she does.
She needs therapy. So she has to heal. So in that healing, you see things begin to change. And for mothers, I don't have a biological child yet, but I have kids.
You have
Yeah,
kids.
I have kids, a lot of kids around me. You know,
and the latest one is your
it's
niece.
my niece. So yeah, so for me, I know kids rub off, like my character rub off on kids. You see them say, oh, Auntie Becca will do this. This is what Auntie Becca can do, and this is what Auntie Becca can do. So she's going for therapy, and the child seeing changes in the parents. The child begins to ask questions. Children are very inquisitive. They want to know why you're doing this, right? But for a grown-up child who is a grown-up adult, because you're 18 now, it might be it might be difficult, but then there's nothing impossible. You also get a therapist for that child. And definitely a child who wants to learn will definitely learn. And with the help of God. Because see, it's not easy. In our field, we see a lot of, they are coming for therapy, they're already having issues. Like you see the child yelling at the mom. And all I do, I just sit and I smile. You know why I'm smiling? Because this child is what the mother has rubbed off on the child. But then it takes the grace of God for a mother to heal, then transfer to the child. But definitely they need therapy. And like I said, whatever is disordered can be ordered. So
let's bring it from the social media aspect.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of internet learners. All they just go is sit down on social media. Whatever the social media says, that's what they think. Now, would you say that social media has fueled the traits of narcissism in a lot of people? Sometimes you go on the internet and you see some things, even when you go through some comment section. Once I read, I just because sometimes it's annoying and you just feel like, can I see this person one-on-one and just give this person and just, those parental knock on the head. Now, how has social media fueled the traits of narcissism in this generation we are raising? I'm not talking about this current generation we are raising.
Yeah. Okay, so social media is it's a word on its own. It's a word on its own. And I always tell people, don't believe everything you see on social media. That is like, they are living, like I said earlier, if we remember, I said, social media has also put a lot of negative teachings in our children, in we adults, right? And I will say it again, pick what you have to pick and throw the rest in the trash. It's not very necessary. You see a lot of people living fake life, right? You see them say, oh, when your husband say 1, say 10. That is the way you defend yourself. That is very wrong. And this is what a lot of young us Gen Zs want to hear. Somebody backing us up and say, yes, you are right. You're at home, you're speaking wrong at your husband, and you now come on social media. You just open your whatever app you're using, you just open it and you just see somebody telling you, when a man talks 10, you talk 50. And you're like, oh, that's what I just did. Yes, that is the right thing to do. But then also, because social media has its advantage and disadvantage. I've seen wonderful speakers who speak against this thing as a therapy for people. Like, okay, so this is what you do, you feel is right, it's not right. A lot of people have learned the good part, but we can't outrightly say social media is bad. So you pick what you want. That's why I said rated. I think it's from 18. From 18, you should be able to access. But now everybody's on social media.
Everybody's on social media.
Everybody's on social media. But then I will also speak to fellow speakers out there. Please, let's practice what we preach. A lot of people just say, "Oh, this for followership, for gain, for likes." This is what people want to hear. But then you're destroying lives, you're destroying homes, you're destroying children. And how do they say, don't throw stones in the market because your person might be there? So you're saying this. What if you as a young mother is saying this out there that say, oh, be disrespectful, be rude, stand on your ground, do not answer everybody. It should be all about you. The world should revolve around you. It's not wrong.
Self-love.
Exactly. It's called self-love. They find a way. They find a way to they just find a way to coin it to please the other people. My dear, what if your daughter gets to marry a son that woman raised? Then tomorrow you begin to complain.
Okay, let's hold it. I really don't want to imagine it. Alright, let's go on our word of Bible. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Is narcissism a choice or it's something you grow up with. And I guess I've said a lot. Now that brings me to parenting. You can be raising your kids without knowing you're raising a narcissist. Whatever trauma it is, that's what she's saying. Heal first before, so that you don't rub it off on your children. It's very, very important. All right, now thank you for still hanging in there now. We're talking about social media and how it can flow the traits of raising a narcissist or even checking a narcissist now. I went through something, just like we're saying, how people will come online and just talk, do this, say this, and then behind closed doors, they are doing something else now. For one, for a parent who has raised kids that are not narcissists and has taught them, stay away from narcissists, and then love brings this young girl or this young boy. Now let me give you a very typical life story. Now there's somebody I knew, very quiet, but then he fell in love with this lady. In fact, by the time the lady enters the house, like some of us now, we are trying to see how we can, now we know that lady, but he is not seeing anything wrong in the attitude of that lady. If you are telling him that, bros, this thing, you say no, it's because you don't like her. That's how do we rescue? So if at the point I have to say, see, go for therapy. Apparently, somebody exposes your brain to teach you when you come back, because this is relationship and you're planning marriage. And we are seeing the red flags, but he is not seeing the red flags. How do we convince such a person that those shoes you're stepping into is a time bomb waiting for you?
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know, Joy, I don't know if you've heard this in there. They put mouth for love talk.
They put mouth for love talk, but it gets somewhere you put mouth for.
I get, but see, I want us to understand something that when it comes to the things of the heart or love or relationship, you can only give your 2 cents. Just like they say, if you want to be delivered, it is not about people who take you for deliverance. It is you accepting to be delivered. You spoke about being in our shoes, and you never know. They never know what you are speaking about because they are there. So time, like they say, time will tell. This person might love this person so much and not see wrong in it. And let it not be like I'm just saying. Sometimes we outside might not really know what's going on inside. A lot of people, they say love is sacrifice. A lot of people, he might or he might know that, this person is like this, but then you're able to tolerate this person. And the process of saying, you want to tolerate, you're able to change. I don't really think you change people. They change if they want to change. Like I say, you show off a particular character. If that person loves you, it kind of rubs off in your other partner. Like me, the person I'm dating, so I know that there are a lot of things I was doing not right, and he made me see reasons that, this is not right. And because I love this person, I'm able to not change, but say let go.
Let go.
Because change is a very change is a very
let go those little
so this person might actually have a time frame, right? Some people also, we need to understand that some people learn from experience. No matter how you advise them, they might not get to see what you're trying to say, except they go through that experience. Some people have to go through that life experience. Like me, I'll always say, when you tell me things, I really don't see what you're saying. I always use myself as an example because I've been there. There's nothing like for instance, you come to tell me, okay, Rebecca, this is what this is about. And I'm like, oh, really? I might really not see light to it. But then if I've gone through it, I have experienced it, right? And I know what it is. So sometimes you just let these people be. They learn by experience.
Now, can we say self-love is the same as being narcissist? And if it's not, what's the difference? What's the thin line? Because sometimes, my dear, you want everything to yourself. A celebrity came up to say something that we should let go the energy when people say aura for aura, same energy for same energy, that people are going through a lot. This is not the time to start saying, if you give me goals, I give you goals. If you give me bars, I give you bars. And I read through it at a point, and he said something. He said when he lost his father, then he could really understand the silent pain a lot of people are going through.
Yeah.
And he never comes. So when they show up this attitude, you just feel like, why is this person acting like this? Why does this person want everything to themselves? And I've been there sometimes. Sometimes you're going through fighting some battles that is just between you, God, and Satan. Because those are the three people, yes, between you, God, and Satan. And in the midst of all that, you're still putting on that smiling face, you're still going what beneath it. And then somebody is looking at, maybe you want something, this person, why is she always wanting things to herself? Why is she always, we don't understand. So can we say, what's the difference between self-love and being narcissist? So that when, in as much as we are preaching, we are not saying you shouldn't have self-love, but when you know you're crossing that thing line, you should draw consciousness to yourself that, oh, it seems I'm going beyond that.
Okay, so like it's a thin line. It's a thin line. Self-love is not wrong. You can love yourself and do everything you want for yourself. But please, where the thin line or where you draw the line is when it's actually hurting or causing harm to another person, right? You can decide to be quiet to an argument to your partner. That doesn't mean you're stupid, right? It doesn't mean you're stupid. But you know that if you say this, if you give the same energy to your partner, it will definitely cause a damage, right? You're loving yourself by wanting your peace. But then loving yourself and throwing back same energy, especially when it is in a union or it is in a relationship. I don't know what other word to use. We try to create that boundary, right? You're loving yourself by wanting your peace.
Because my mental health is very important to me.
Of course.
My mental peace. Hey, if I cannot take it to you, if you give it to me, I give it back to you. Blah, blah, blah.
I guess there's some times it gets to that point because we're humans. I'm not sounding very perfect. Yeah. I also have gotten to that point, right? Where you give me this, I give you that is. But then I figured that I was just being defensive because of where I'm coming from. I've been traumatized from that angle before, where every time somebody just rides on me, rides on my head, rides on my head.
Why are you riding on me? Because I'm nice, I'm too simple, I'm too nice. So you're giving back that same person.
It's good to give back, but don't give back all the time. And it depends on the situation. Exactly.
Give back, but it depends on the situation.
Now, respectfully without hurting their feelings.
And narcissists truly care for someone.
No, that's why I said they don't have empathy.
So that means they're not even small pity, no danger.
But then some of them don't know. Like we said, when it's not a disorder, most of them don't even know. So you can't even cure or seek help for what you don't know. And that is why awareness is very important. You speak about this. We try to speak about this when we have the avenue for it.
Now, as a mental approach, how can we genuinely help them? Because a lot of them, like you said, they don't know about it, they don't want to go for therapy, they don't want to. Even mentioning the word to them is like you're setting them on a time bomb. And so they say, what are you saying I have a mental problem? Are you saying that? How can we genuinely help them? How do we bring them to that point of, no, we just want to help you. We just want you to be a better version of yourself. Come see a therapist. Come see a mental coach. Come see somebody that will put you through. Because, we have a guest who will tell you how she went through in fact, now she'll tell you, there are some narcissists I don't get calls. It's her. She's a mental coach, and because she's been able to go through that phase. So she's helping people. Coming from you as a mental coach who has gone through that process and healed, and now you're mentoring people, you're also a traumatic coach. How do we help these people? Because we need to help them. Sometimes you look at somebody that is so beautiful, so handsome, by the time they start exhibiting the street, you say, wow. In all of this, how can?
Okay, how can we help them?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, I would say, we'll go back to the topic. It's a choice. It's actually a choice. If you want to be helped, you will be helped. If you don't want to be helped, there's really nothing to do. Run. Because sometimes while trying to help somebody, you might actually get influenced.
True.
Exactly. So there are cases where okay, this person actually listens. We've gotten to the point that, if you don't help me, something is going to happen to me. Some of them come to you and say, okay, I've tried going into relationships. Like my client, I have one I'm still, we're still in touch. She says, oh, I've been in several relationships. It doesn't work. I've tried my best to love this person. I try to be there for this person. The funny thing is they feel like they're doing you a favor, right? Those are for the people that don't know that this is what actually they are going to. But then like, oh, I do everything for him. I do this, the first one, the second one, they're counting relationships for you. And you're like, ah. So in how many years? So as a coach, we ask you how long did this relationship. So you see, everything has same pattern. So you know where the problem is coming from. Okay, so you say, oh, I do everything for him. He always complains, he never sees it. So how do you do it for him? Do you do for him and later throw it at his face? Exactly. So you do something for a man, maybe you help him, then you guys have like maybe a little issue. You start telling him, oh, I remember how I helped your mother. If not for me, you will not be here. Then some men will tell you, I know where I picked you from, if not for me. Da, da, da. So it's two ways. Narcissism does not have gender. It's male and female.
I was thinking about asking which of the gender I have.
No. It's same. It's vice versa. This and this, both parties, they always have, both genders you always find narcissism in their character or something. So it's one thing for one wants to be helped, right? It's one thing to be self-aware that, okay, this is my problem and I want to come out of it. Like this lady that came to me, she wants to be helped. That is why she came to me. And she told me, okay, so and I was like, okay, let's draft out something. We drafted out. How would you feel if this is done to you? How would you feel? Like, well, what would this person do to me? This is okay. So you can't take what you dish out, right? So what do you think the problem is? So they come to self-realization that, okay, this is the problem. Make them see that, oh, there are patterns. There's some people that they are very good. They speak well. They do this and do that. So they get to the table where we need to sign the deal. And you just give one attribute and the deal is off. You're like, oh, maybe it's my village. No, it's not your village people. It's your character. It's a disorder, right? So get to the root. Let's look at where the root is coming from. And you can't do this. Some people can do self-realization themselves, right? It's sometimes it's a gift. Sometimes it's books they read. Sometimes it's what they listen to. That's the positive part of the social media, right? And they are like, okay, I need help. I need to take things slow. If they have love, people around them who can show them love and make them understand, okay, this is what it is. That's one part. Then the other is, if you are around people like that and you try to make them serious, like I said, don't put it to their face that, oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, this is what you do. Oh, you have bad character. No, don't put it like that. Make them serious. But my dear, like I said, sometimes while trying to help someone, you might then turn helpless and be worse than that person you're trying to help. Right? So there's some cases you just run away from it.
In some cases you run and refer them to people like you and say,
there are some cases that even come to us and we tell them to go to God.
I love that. Instead we tell them to go to
Yes.
Now, talking about the warning signs now in a relationship. For somebody, I remember I read something of a man that cancelled his wedding. Cancelled the wedding, brought it to social media, and people started, oh, why did you cancel the wedding quietly? Why did you not bring it to social media? Like he brought all the invitation cards and cancelled them. And what was it? His reasons, he said he is thinking his wife to be is having an affair with a priest.
He's thinking.
And she started listing all the things he has done. And beyond that, I was looking at, if you are not sure.
Why did you get to that point?
Why did you get to that point of cancelling? Now, we just said something about people that will do things for you, put it at your face, and make you feel like, and they are rendering help to you. They are so nice. They've said it. They present themselves so nice.
Yeah.
They give every little thing. If not for me now, you would not be educated. Your family is there. And you're asking yourself, in a relationship, if somebody sees such one inside, what should somebody do? Yesterday, while trying to still have so much idea of what we're talking about, I came across a video on social media. A girl was being sent to school by someone who is not physically fit. The guy is on a wheelchair and trained the girl all the way to NYS. And when she came back, just this last, but the parents are saying, no, come and marry this other wealthy
Okay.
and that one was sitting down there. You must not. And she was, the mother was like, give me that phone. Don't do this with that. She said, let me put it out so that the world will know. In a situation like that, if that girl were to run to you as a mental coach and someone who should put her from a point of a psychologist, what would be your first point?
My first point is, what do you want? What is your heart telling you? Because truth is, in as much as we're mental health counselors and psychologists and all of that, we give you what we give you. You take what you want to take. They say when you advise person, now advice where the person still won't take, or decision where the person won't take, now the person will still take. Do you get? So the first thing I ask guys, what does your heart tell you? What do you want? What do you think is right? What do you know is right? Because in as much as you seek second opinion, help, you have conscience. What is your conscience? Although some people, their conscience has gone. But not like they don't have. Not like they don't have conscience. They have. But then they just want to override it for selfish gain or whatever personal reason. So I ask her, what does your heart tell you? What does your heart tell you? What do you want to do?
Before we come to, is it a choice? Should we blame people for being narcissists? I had a friend who was on a wheelchair. I met him and I rendered help and we became very good friends from a very well back then, years back. For every little thing, you see that his wheelchair, he uses it and hits you. Like the bitterness was, if he's coming down, he had a vehicle that was automated just for him.
Yeah.
But anything that will make him use public, maybe get a ride, has come down from that ride. If the man delay, the way he will use that, and sometimes one day I had to like, why are you bitter at everybody you see walking? It was then I heard the story of his birth. That it was because the nurses pulled him and but it was so he grew up like from child. So if he sees anybody he sees walking, he's bitter that you're walking. Like he will literally use his wheelchair. So for such people, do we blame them for being narcissistic? Or we just take it as a choice, or guy, you just decided to be angry at people that are working. Because the parents did everything to make sure he's comfortable, his car is automated and everything. As we round up, should we blame them? Or is just a choice that person has chosen that path?
So we don't know what it is that's going on in the head of that person, right? Like it is still boiled down to healing. That person has to heal, right? And the parents might have provided everything around, but they might not have provided a therapy for him because such person had to go through therapy. While you're trying to make that person feel comfortable, not just comfortable physically, you have to make that person comfortable mentally because this person is not just going to be enclosed. You're not creating another world for that person. This person is going to come out to the outside world. He's going to mix with people. He's seen himself being in a box that the parents or whatever it is in his head has made him feel like this is the least you can ever be. But no, we have great people on wheelchairs. We have great people, disability, doing great things for themselves. So that person needs therapy. That person needs help. In as much as everything has been made comfortable, we have so many celebrities who are disabled, but they are doing great things. So that person has to see that you shouldn't be limited by just what you have been told. Open your heart to learn. Open your heart to love. That person lacks love. Yeah, that's just it. He lacks love. In as much as things have been provided, the person lacks love. And this person needs a lot of love and help to see that you can be better than just. So it's actually a choice. At that point, it's a choice. In as much as you've gone through trauma and all of that, you can decide to be happy. I've seen situations where you just wake up bad days, but then you decide that today has to be fruitful. If you had a bad day and you work in an organization, and you know this Nigeria that we are, there's not so much work. Will you pour your anger at your boss? No matter how angry you are, once you get to that door and you see your boss, that anger automatically disappears and you have to do what has to be done.
Let's take your final word as we round up the show.
Okay, so my closing remark would be, at the end of the day, whether it's a choice or a condition, the key question remains, are you willing to do the inner work it takes to become more self-aware and less self-absorbed? So it still boils down to us. It's a choice. Do you want help? Do you want to be a better person? Do you want to be more than what the society sees you as? Because it still boils down to you being who you want to be, and not just being who you want to be and hurting other people. Make sure you're making positive impacts and dropping some excesses.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. You've heard it from our guests. You see, forget all the stories, the choice and change. Come and see help in therapy. Tomorrow is Thursday and we will be discussing. This is for people that take too much blood sugar. Let's know what blood sugar is all about. Well, for those of you that don't carbonated drink, well, not us, but those people. Tomorrow we'll discuss blood sugar with our medical team here. And so, I am Princess Joy Ayo. Thank you for being a part of the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.